Hello everybody, today's Thursday the 11th of May. It is a core 20 to 12 and I would like to show you my craft room even though nobody asked to see that. I do like to see those room tours very much, and I also like seeing stamp collections, and I would like to show you everything. And this won't be in one video, but I just start it now and then see how many parts it will have. I don't know why, it's just satisfying to see it, or when others show their stamps to see, oh, I got that one too, or I really don't want that one. That's also a good thing. So yeah, so I'm starting that. So the craft room is my living room. So I have a shelf here with stuff, then two of those drawer things. That's where I usually sit. I have very newly got this chair with rolls on it because I had to replace the felt things, which I have in here too many times already this year. So I got a chair with rolls. This table is here very freshly. It used to be in my kitchen, which is new shelving for a week, and it's not integrated in my system yet. I'm also working on a puzzle here, a 4000er, the big Disney magic puzzle. So then I have more storage over there, and that is it. And I want to go through it first here and then go on there. So on this first shelf to the left, I have most of my die cuts, stanzen. Those are interactive ones. Now I'm in the light. I got mostly all of the Lawn Fawn interactive ones, and I put them in, and some MFT. You also see the price there. And other things, I don't remember where they're from, although this is Sizzix, I think. And pull tabs, shutter card, is a lot. And I did that with, those are normal Netley, 4 in folders. And I cut off, I cut a slit in here and made this form so I can push it in there. And then I just trimmed the paper to that size. And I actually started it with those inlays for that. There's a magnetic suitcase thingy. They have those things. But then I ran out of them, and I have very cool, very strong magnet. And now I just cut them to about that size, and then I can put that in, and maybe I can close it with one hand. Put this in the slit, so it all stays together. Yeah, those are all the interactive ones. Also new ones, the pixie dust designs, and just different formats, forms, and some leftover things where you see there's the slit. This is the form I cut it into, and those are quite thick, 100 micrometer, I don't know, just very thick things. Then I have, those are new ones which I want to use. I don't know how to store them yet. This is my stamper cleaning box, which are very new, and sometimes I use it. It's very handy because otherwise I always walk to the sink. I like very clean stamps. I like when they're not colored at all. Some don't mind, I do mind. And when I stamp a lot and have small things, then I use it, but they stay a bit milky, and I keep it open. I don't want it to be moldy at all. Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't have it for long. This is another packaging. There's going to be a flea market in the quartier. Those are some background die cuts. These are also Lawn Fawn. That was last year. I got to be crazy with those. And I have not used all of them yet. Those are all the Magic Iris add-ons. Those are different ones with also snowflakes. I got some for free too, from somebody who stopped working with it. Then I have some puzzle things, but so far I haven't been able to make them work. this one has a very thin line in between, which stays, and it doesn't cut it properly. I've not used a small one. Then I tried another one. This is from Spellbinders, I think, and that doesn't work with the ssked. So I need to work on a sandwich for that to make it work. I love puzzles, so that's why I have all of those. This is a song you could listen to in Greek or in German if you scan that QR code. I added that on a card to give somebody a video. And here are my alphabet die cuts and more decorative ones. So those are, or shaker cards, other things, scenery, couches, and then more speechy ones. Actually, those should better go back here. Letters and words. Other ones I have a hard time to use, except for the happy birthday there. But I'm not so good with decorative things, so, and that's from the very first ones I bought when I was starting it. I didn't know what I really liked and didn't know where to get the stuff, so I got everything I could find. And this is Mama Elephant, more lawn fawn boxes, and more alphabets, which are also those I got at the beginning, and I don't like them very much, as well as those letters. So that was from my first ever haul. This is actually refill. I can't organize it. That's not organized yet. It's new stuff. This is from Lawn Fawn, the last one. I have another place where I could put it, but somehow it doesn't work yet. And also Time for Tea. They had a sale, so I got some very cool things, which are, I don't know. They're not organized yet. And this is a border with a Jerusalem. Bethlehem, I don't know. Rooftop. That's hard to put it into borders or backgrounds, I don't know. Here are all my borders. And as I use them a lot, I have put them, most of them, over here. That's after the card making summit, card organizing thing summit. I put them there, so I have my most used borders there. I like having those elements on the card. So those are not all the borders here. Those are the bigger ones which didn't hold there. There's that stuff. And then we have stackables, different shapes and different brands. And what is there? A slimline and more like whole scenes. A Mama Elephant, then more house stuff, scenery things, and then we come to the patterned paper I made myself. Very, very proud of it. But I used Procreate for that. Here I did a bit more with my own stamp on it, because in Switzerland you can make your own stamp. You can upload a picture and then the post does your stamp and sends it to you. And those cool things are with new brushes I have from Procreate, and I just worked with colors for it. And this was a textbook I had in school for high pedagogic psychomotricity therapy. And it's very heavy, and sometimes I use that to flatten things. Also put stuff under those very heavy things to make my cards flat. And I want to show you my stamps. I used to have the office in this room, but I don't have that anymore. But the stamps are still here, some of them. So that's my own picture that I drew. And I could just ask them to make me stamps. I got them 2 years ago. Also got a giraffe. And there should be an elephant somewhere. And after I ordered those, I didn't do a lot of birthday cards. So this year my aim is to do all the birthdays I know, 60 something, and to use all my stamps. Also, it has increased in postage value, so I have to add 10 Rappen to it, because yeah, those wouldn't cover it. But it's fine. I bought those other stamps. I have those over here. Just my normal stamps in my stinky kitty little room. There's all my stamps, the normal ones or more normal ones without the happy birthday. And the other ones are just still there because I did not put them over here. So that's to the stamps. So before I go on there, I have more spots where I have stanzen, die cuts. I have those. I organized those just recently. I actually had those in that system too, but now I put them into smaller. Those are supposed to be for travel, for passports and stuff, those coverings. And I just made a background and put the magnet thing in there and have it also by company, a brand, and it's cool to flip through, and I more likely reach for them like this. I'm not sure if I do it with some other scenery stuff from there too, but maybe I just leave it like that. Then I also have some from Impronted Autore, also die cut things. I have 3 of those. Then MFT, they have a different background. And some I left because it didn't make sense to switch it. Yeah, there's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but it's getting there. And here's another box. That's the last die cut box. Also with the rest of the Marianne design advent calendar. It's not finished sorting, but it's all Marianne design in here. And I have the bigger ones just also because I don't like it with the flap and things. I put it and I've used them. Also, this one I've used a lot. There's some with magnets, like I think, but that's double-sided. I've on both sides, which I will change. I will put just one in one thingy. Where is it? So I haven't used a lot of them, but I want to. Otherwise, I'm just a collector. Here I have a magnet. I put it on the back because I do like it that they have it you can see where it's supposed to go, and it's way easier without a flap on top to get it in and out. And with a magnet, I can be quite sure it stays in there. Also, I have them upright, so that should work out. Yeah, the same hyllen like there, same cases, just a bit bigger. I just recently found this. It's my very new system. So then back up here, I have my small die cut machine, which I can reach for when I sit there. And with the rolls now, I can get here more easy. Here are some things I maybe shouldn't have bought. Actually, those are from my sister. She decluttered, I took it. And those are, what's it called? Hand lettering pens. And I am not good at it. Also, I haven't practiced a lot because I don't think I get better. But I bought the thicker ones and thinner ones a while ago. I know I'm not buying more of those. I'm using them. And then that's that. Then here I have a lint roller. Here I have some stamping pads. I use this one all the time for stamping my stamps. I don't refill it with this ink though because I couldn't find it anymore. So I have the Lawn Fawn Jet Black, which works for watercolor and for Copic markers, alcohol markers. So I rather have something that works for both. But all of the others, I do have the re-inkers, and they are the original ones. And I just recently made that. Also cut out a hole here, but it doesn't help. It's too far back, and because of that hole, it goes down in the front. That's why I have a paper under it, so it doesn't tip over. So that is that. Behind it, I have all my rulers. I also have, those are magnetic strips from IKEA. I have them for a long time. I used to use them for making bags. It's very good, big ruler, when you just have to draw a line. Or you can also use it to cut lines with a cutter or with a X-Acto knife, Bastelmesser. All my scissors. Then I have the score tools, bone folder. I got 2, and I got one more recently, which I also want to use for turning around the bags I make. I can show you. I make those bags with like that. And then here is also tape I use to put down my die cuts for the cats. My own stamp that I've ordered, which was very cool that they had this image on stock, which works. Handgemacht, Andrea after Maur, handmade by me. And that is that. So scissors things. In here I have stuff I don't use a lot. More pincers, tweezers, and more X-Acto knives, crafting knives, and replacing blades. So, and that is the top of this. I also have this. This is more stuff for me, like nail clipper and labello. And this is for my wax for diamond painting. I also use it to adhere small things here, so I can refill the tip and then I can pick up small stuffs. So that's the upper layer of this shelf, including those two things. So now I go on here and then I go down there. Here is a stamper chamois, which I like to dry completely, because when you don't dry completely, it gets gray. Another microfiber cloth, and this was supposed to be a whale, which I tried to crochet in one thing with switching colors all the time, and then it didn't work out. It was supposed to be a pink orca whale, and now I kind of use it to clean off stuff or something, because I found it hard to throw it out. So that is here. Also for that I have water, a spritz water thingy. I use it all the time for things, to clean off stuff and also to wetten my things. Also my other stamper clean thing. Then I have the glue I use all the time. I pour all the glues in here. The anti-static powder thingy, which is very, very broken and doesn't get the stuff out a lot good. It's very, also the tip is not there anymore and gets jammed a lot, so it's very hard to use it. More glue stuffs, glossy accents, tweezers I reach for a lot. The wire snippers, I just recently started using the toner ink. No, that's why it's out here now, to use it more. Cat brush, more glues, just scrap paper which I use when I color to have it underneath, and here's a color chart for my Copics, which are right next to it in a case I just recently made. And here are my brushes I use when I speckle things, and the jewel picker. And down here are my perfect pearl powders, which I then take one of those brushes and the water and go over here and grab a little one of those. I also have leftover stuff in there which I reactivate until it gets too disgusting. Then I wash it out, because I don't like throwing it out all the time. And sometimes I have one for every color. Yeah, this box I also use sometimes to spritz something in. So that was that. Then here is all my paper. Also not all my paper, I have more paper over there, but we get to that later. This is, I have that quite freshly. It is good for card bases. It's quite thick and nice. So I have it right here. When I want to finish a card, I grab a color I like and make a card base. Those I bought so many years ago. I used to make other things with paper. It's good paper, quite thick, but not thick enough for card bases. So I use that for die cutting things or borders and stuffs. Yeah. Then down here I have all my stencils. They're just in this thing which I have from Buccinette and covered it with napkins. And they're just, I just recently organized them after the summit, after the organizing summit. Here are all the borders, nature borders, I think. Then this is kind of like a divider. Then I have the double layered stamps, stencils. And then another divider. Here come all the decorative ones, like party or something. And then different kind of decorative ones, more like cute things and more like images, just different. And on the back I have walls. My name is Andrea of Maur on the wall, so I have an affinity for walls. And there's also a honeycomb. So those are my stencils. And right next to it I have all my distress oxides. Once I stored them like this, but some ink pads did start to leak, so I have them upright. I have one with yellows and reds. I have pinks and browns, greens and grays, and blues. And to use them, I have my sponges down here. I just took a folder thingy, added some double-sided tape, and I have this red folder for the orange and red colors. Then I have yellow for the yellow ones, white for brown and black and stuff, blue for blue, green for green. Yeah, because like this it's covered, it doesn't contaminate other things, and one with the purple stuffs. And those are all the round tipped ones. So, and yeah, some sponges which I was looking for recently. And the colors of my other ink pads, which I embossed on here. So, next to it I have some blender brushes, but those are all for those ink pads, so each and every one has its own, because I like that. And also I have noticed they tend to break with how I do it. They're hard to get to give the color out, so I wash them a lot, or especially with the oxides, they just get weird and then I cannot use them anymore. This is a cleaner for those things. I've used it once. I thought maybe that helps. And those are just ones I can use. I think I just washed some of those. So I have that for other things. I also use a toothbrush sometimes. And this one too. And here are replacements. Oh, that gets dirty. And I have divided it. Those are the flat ones, which I use for the inks mostly, because I have the small ink cubes and those fit nicely in behind. And those I use for the oxides with the storage system I just showed you. And as I have it like this, I had to put that divider there. Those are those. Then I have some, sorry, I'm getting tired, I should stop it. Okay, those are watercolor Stettler brushes. I don't do a lot of watercolor. I started doing watercolor with all the Colorado Craft Company images from Anita Sharam. I just started to do that. And yeah, and some palette knives and more brushes and stuffs for pastes and things. Here I have a lot of packaging, which I can use for infinity shakers or double sliders or something. And I find it hard to throw it out. And there's more of those brushes. There's some backup paper. This is snow for into shaker cards. They only had the big package, but I was glad about it. I like having a lot of stuff. And now those are left, and then I take a break. This is my glitters, my pastes, and the cards I bought finished. So those are all my glitters and things for into the shaker cards. This one I got for free somewhere, and powders and things. I'm not buying more. I have a lot, so I'm using all of that. When I saw some, I had to buy them, but now I know I have enough. Those are mixes I like a lot. So I'm always looking for what can I put in. And then Those are, my sister bought those actually, and then she didn't use them. Now I have them. And she also, last year in my advent calendar, she put all of those small ones in there. But they're so cute, I cannot use them. They're from Kick or something, or Teddy's from Germany. And those are quite chunky, big glitters. Those were a bit cheaper with certain points one can gather here. There's another layer with sequins, different sequins, and this was in I think a surprise box from Kreativbund. I like that too. That's quite cute. I used it once. And the sequins are very old. I used to have them for my other crafts I did before. That's years and years ago. And just funny mixes and stuff. Yeah, so can't complain. Happy now. Then this suitcase is actually one of those magnet plate holders. I used to have my die cuts in here, but now this fits nicely for all those pastes. And I have a spatula for that. And then here are some card bases I made myself, also at the very beginning of card making. I still have them, because now when I make a card, I just take a paper and measure it roughly how I should cut it and fold it. So I make it individual for every card, because I'm not measuring like in millimeters or inches, because I find it easier to just do it handgelenkpapier, just to eyeball it. And yeah, so those are the self-made cards. And at the beginning I did not have a good paper trimmer, so my stuff got all crooked, and that was so annoying. And then I found some quite cheap of those cards. They have an envelope and the card, different colors, always card base and envelope here too. And those are packaging things to pack them when they're finished. Those are fine. They work fine with one stanze I have, one stackable square. So I have to take a break. Just a little add-on before I finish it. Those things I have as storage are old paper napkin boxes, tissue boxes. I just cut into the things. Very easy. When you cut in here and here, and then I tucker it down, and then I have a little box. Those things are from my older sister. That's packaging from something, and she made those inserts as drawers. So, and then she got rid of it, and I took them. I also had that in here, so that's very handy. Those are my storage things. So, and just for those who don't know me, or just those 30 minutes talking about my stuff just wiped me out now. So I'm very, very, very tired. And towards the end, it was hard to find words. And yeah, now I'm having a potato salad. Just potatoes from yesterday, sliced up with a little corn and some cornichon, ssked, pickles, and salad dressing and mayo. And this is already long enough, so I will put that out as part 1, and I will go on just with the next thing next to it in the next one. And that's how we go through all of them. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.